What up, what up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Mo.J, and this is the Mo You Know. In December, an incident happened to a fellow by the name of Robert Brooks. Now, he was attacked by 6 correctional officers and he ended up passing away. Now, initially, no one knew what actually happened until the body cam footage was released, and we noticed that he wasn't resisting. He was actually attacked by these 6 officers. And today there has actually been charges of the M word for all 6 of them. So before we jump into this article and we break this down, if you like this kind of content, if you want to be up to date on what's happening, please subscribe to my channel, The Mo You Know. My name is Mo, and let's go ahead and jump into this article. Now it says murder charges announced in the death of Robert Brooks, a man beaten by New York correctional officers. 6 upstate New York correctional officers were charged with the murder, gang assault, and manslaughter in a grand jury indictment on Thursday.
6 correctional officers have been charged with murder in connection to the death of an inmate.
The inmate's name was Robert Brooks. He died back in December, one day after he was beaten inside the Marcy Correctional Facility. There is body camera footage of the incident, but a warning, it is disturbing. The video shows staff punching and kicking Brooks. According to an attorney for the Brooks family, the medical examiner determined the cause of death was multiple blunt impact injuries and compression of the neck.
NBC's Marquise Francis joins us now with more. Marquise, these charges were just announced. What do we know?
Yeah, these charges were just announced in the last 10 minutes. And as you mentioned, we know the 6 officers were charged in an 8-count indictment with murder. Also, in addition to that, gang assault and manslaughter. And we just learned in the last hour from New York Governor Kathy Hochul that these officers will be arrested today. And she also put out a statement where she said, quote, Robert Brooks should be alive today. The brutal attack on Mr. Brooks was sickening. She also added, this incident is a sobering reminder of the challenges facing our correctional system. And of course, this ends what's been pretty much a 2-month saga for the loved ones, family members, and those really supporting Brooks. As we saw in that video, he was brutally beaten, held down while he was in shackles. He was transferred to that prison facility that day, and he died the next day.
And as you mentioned, this must have been so difficult for Brooks's family. Have we heard from them?
Yeah, so we have not heard from them today, but we have heard from them in the past few weeks, and they have called the video
M charges have been announced in the death of Robert Brooks, a 43-year-old inmate who was beaten by guards at an upstate New York prison in December. The governor of New York announced that the charges Thursday, adding that the New York State Police would be deployed to make the arrest. So just because you're a correctional officer, you aren't above the law. And they're sending out the police officers, the New York State Police, to bring them in for their charges. Now, I'm glad that they got brought up on these charges. Most of the time, you see people skate up under the radar for this. But New York, they're not playing around. You know, they have their issues going on with the president right now. And he wants to give out immunity to cops and potentially correctional officers. Robert Brooks should be alive today, the governor said in a statement. The brutal attack on Mr. Brooks was sickening, and I immediately moved to terminate the employment of those involved. A grand jury indictment was released later on Thursday, charging 6 correctional officers with second-degree M and first-degree manslaughter. 2 of them were additionally charged with gang assault. Now, that's crazy to see them actually add in gang assault. Now, that's an enhancer. When you get gang assault, whatever other charges you have, this is pretty much a multiplier. So say you were facing 5 years. If you get that gang tag on there, I'm not sure how much it is in New York, but that gang assault is going to be like an enhancer. So if it was 5 years for the manslaughter, then it would be like with the enhancer, maybe 7 to 8 years on top of that. So you got the second degree and you have the manslaughter. At least there's going to be some justice. We just got to see how the court plays out and who the jury is going to be. One name was redacted, but the others were identified in the indictment as Anthony Farina, Matthew Gillenar, Christopher Wallerth, David Kinsley, and Michael Marshall. The 5 identified men pled not guilty in court on Thursday. Now, what I'm assuming is that 6th person, they may have been the one that gave up some information, maybe gave some intent. And the reason that gang assault there is because he probably said, hey, they've been shaking people down. Now, we don't know if he got any of the other charges. He might just get the manslaughter. But I think they're removing his name, they're redacting their name because they're potentially cooperating. That's normally how that happens. There were 17 employees, including 4 sergeants and 2 nurses, who were alleged to be involved in the death. and were suspended as a result of the incident. 4 others were charged in the grand jury indictment in connection with the case on varying charges, including manslaughter and evidence of tampering. An unidentified woman sitting in the courtroom was escorted out after she had an outburst during the arraignment of one of the suspects. Now, with all these other people involved, there's probably need to be an investigation into this jail or prison wherever he was being held. Because if this many employees were involved in this, they got some kind of racketeering going on, and it probably starts at the top and trickles all the way down. So that's definitely something they need to look into. And as far as the lady in the courtroom, she was probably one of the officers. Well, I don't know. It says an unidentified woman. I was going to say she may have been one of the officer's family members, or she may have been somebody with Mr. Brooks' family, and she's just having an outburst of because what happened, yelling at the people. But we're going to keep up to date on this. I will show some of the body cam footage so you can see that. This is a very unfortunate situation, and my condolences go out to this brother's family, because no matter what crime he may have committed that put him behind bars, if he even committed a crime, no one deserves to be treated like that. Now, when this initially came out, I seen it and I read about it. But of course, now I wanted to wait till we got all the details. And of course, we'll see it go through trial, and I'll keep up to date on it. But let me know what you think about this situation. It's an unfortunate thing that happened, but this is going on all across the country. It's just being more televised now and being more reported on. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. I'm Mo.J. This is the Mo You Know. I appreciate you guys. I'm on that road to 1,000 subscribers on this channel. We just got remonetized. So if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, send this out to somebody you think would be interested in this article, or just recommend the channel. We got a lot of things coming in 2025. I appreciate all you guys. Thanks for watching. I'm out.